Triple, please read the 52 and 53, 54. Chapter. So, patience chapter, yeah.
Since my mind is not physical, in no way can anyone destroy it. But through its being greatly attached to my body, it is caused harm by physical suffering. Since disrespect, harsh speech, and unpleasant words do not cause any harm to my body, why, mind, do you become so angry? Because others will dislike me. But since it will not devour me, either in this or in another life, why do I not want this dislike?
Okay, it's familiar? Not yet? Okay. So, actually it's been talking, so we having many time anger with harsh word and then disrespect word, right? So that's saying why you're having anger with the harsh word and disrespect word, because harsh word is not harms you physically, right? But even as we know that it's mentally harms, but it's as well as your mental trained well, as well as your mental protected, and then it's nothing harms. It's the harsh word, and then like some kind of criticizing or disciplining and then blaming things. These are saying here is it's nothing changed to you, right? So is what you have a regular in daily life, like whatever you have it is nothing changed by someone use harsh word to you. That's the saying. Is there any change by harsh word? Not really change, right? Someone say you are a rascal. What are you going to change it? It's only you need to do is protect your mind. That's the same here. As well as you protect your mind, nothing changes to you. It's nothing harms to you. So nothing makes you change. So that's how we worry, right? So we all worry that try to protect ourselves by what we're losing, what we're not gaining, right? So, and then the harsh word is nothing to do with the losing and gaining. So it's just mind. That's the thing. Do you think it? What do you think about that? Any suggestion? Yeah.
I realize that doesn't physically affect me. They may say it, but the air conditioner is loud, I don't even hear what they said. But they still said it, it doesn't affect me at all. I do hear it. Maybe nothing has changed, but just the words make me feel it's like my reputation or that person doesn't value me. My self-worth, I want that person to like me. So they don't like me, that the on the inside, certainly not on the outside.
Yeah, that's exactly saying. It's nothing affected the outside. So if there's not affected the outside, so like I say, you might lose the as you said, liking, not liking. You might lose your friend, right? The losing friend is, I don't know, it's a big deal or not. Right? So, sorry.
But if someone says harsh words to you and then to your boss, and then you lose your job, then you're affected.
Okay, if so, then it says here, next line, verse 55 and 56, it will come. So the answer for that. Okay? So anyhow, we kept, you want to say something?
allows us to. Because sometimes if we allow
Yes.
to be affected, some people physically get ill, but we do have a choice
Mhm.
if we're witness ourselves.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yes. So now here, accept that he says you might lose job, you might lose some your financial, you might lose your friend, right? So so beside that, what you have in your house, nothing lose. Like it's more. It's not just use the harsh word, right? It's like you might lose your job because someone harms your reputation, right? That might you might lose your friends and so on. Just using harsh words, say rascal, it's nothing to do with it. So when people you will go outside and you meet someone and they say, "Oh, you are thief." So are you becoming thief? Right? So and then you are rascal. Are you becoming it or not? So so that's the part. It says be more careful and control your mind. As you control your mind, then it's nothing harms. So it's only the mind that's it. So that's the like three lines said it. Then also I remember we talked a lot about why we clinging on repetitions last time. Repetition is a big thing for us, but repetition also a lot of harm to us. So our repetitions, we clinging on repetitions. Actually, we think it's protecting ourselves. At the same time, it's a lot of harms. Clinging on repetitions. You yell back, you fight back, you prove that you are not thief. Very hard work. All this like keeping repetitions. The clinging, it comes by clinging repetitions. So therefore, at some point, we need to be some kind of reduced to clinging repetitions. And how we can reduce it? The small things like saying rascal, they are no problem, right? I also remember that I give one of the Kadamba masters practitioner. So he teaching in front of student, and then someone brings their children. Do you remember that? Right? So one lady brings children and say, okay, it's your children. The Kadamba master is very famous and they have a lot of students. While he's teaching on in front of students, that lady brings her students and say, okay, it's your children. He's monk. So, and then how much is cost harms on his repetitions? Really, right? So, and then he said nothing. He holds it and continues teaching. And then after he went back after teaching, then he give to someone to look after that. So, and then the students are really uncomfortable and asking master, why you accept that? No answers, anything. Then he continues teach, so day by day. And then one day the lady come back again. So please can you give me my students back? He gave it back. Nothing to say anything. So that's the how the people understand. Sometimes it takes time to clearing what is real, what is truth is. So therefore, that Kadamba master is more relying on his own karma, not relying on what people say. So as far as your karma is okay, you're nothing to do wrong. As you know that if you it's your not the children is not yours, and then you still monk, right? That you know. And then regarding Buddhism, as Buddha knows, or Bodhisattva knows, then why you worry? So two sides here, Buddha and Bodhisattva is no other holy beings there, and then ordinary human beings here. We must very much careful with the ordinary human being, and then we are not really careful Buddha and Bodhisattvas, right? It means if someone criticizes you, there's someone looking, judging you, who are you? That's their know, right? So therefore, this Kadamba master actually more rely on their karma, more rely on Buddha and Bodhisattvas who knows the truth, then nothing affected. So even you lose your job, your gain, then it's not make change for practitioner. So as we are layperson, that's different. But the practitioner who give up everything, it's nothing to change with them, right? So they're losing gain, they're losing money, they're losing finance, they're not changing. Therefore, it takes the time. Also, in our internal eyes, like they're also like the Dalai Lama, many of them also criticizing the Dalai Lama. So he tried to answer each line, or he just doing recently someone criticized to him by what's called the woman attractive reincarnation, right? So you hear that, you read that, yeah. So how he responded? He said in BBC News, if my reincarnations in future comes with a woman, it should come with the attractive woman. And then there are many of them upset. Why attractive women? So, and then what is his response? You know this? He said, I apologize. It's caused you harms by I'm saying that as I'm sorry. I apologize. So, but he do have a lot of answer for that. Right? So he do have a lot of what means attractive. Right? And also why not attractive, physical attractive? We do have an answer for that. If we debating and arguing, we do have a lot of answer for that. He never used these things. He just said sorry. I apologize. But still, his reputation is remaining as the same in the world. There are people like him, and people dislike him. They're always happening, right? They're always happening. Doesn't matter who you are, how much honors, how much sincerity, but still there is someone dislike you. Still there is someone like you. Doesn't matter who you are, how much like a bad person or difficulty, but still someone there who likes you. Still there is someone who don't like you, right? So therefore, if we follow people who likes to me or who don't like to me, then we cannot control our life. Our life is given to them to control it. When they say something bad to you and you're worried and they're controlling your life, you are not controlling your life. Isn't that? So therefore, it's not really the focus on too much focus on your repetitions, not too much clinging on your repetitions. So therefore, you can see what you're really losing. So if you are not losing anything, then just control your mind, that's it. So then you are still remaining exactly as same you are. Yeah? Yeah, okay.
So, I understand correctly that people's opinions are changing all the time.
Yes.
They like you, they don't like you.
Yes.
They don't control over that.
Yes.
But that's not necessarily, the opinions are not necessarily the truth. If only you know.
Yes. Yes.
How you conduct yourself.
It is. It is.
So, if you give too much credence to those opinions, then you're suffering because you're trying to fix other people's expectations.
Yeah,
Not
yes.
fix expectations.
Yes.
You're just like in a circus.
Yes.
Whatever. But what you're saying is you can not keep the circus over here and stay a little bit separate and understand
Mm-hmm.
that those are just transient ideas in the moment. Then you can continue on your path of passion.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It is. It is exactly. That's. But still, we are like the worrying about what people said. It too much worrying about what people said, and then even one person said it, and they're too much worry and sometimes we're having here a lot of complaint. Rock is like smiling or something, and then when Gloria hears it, she's too much worrying. It's okay, I just said leave it. We try our best to clean as much as we can, but still there's what we can do. Leave it. Otherwise we cannot throw the rock. So, we are hearing people complain, and then as we expecting, we try as much as we can. But still there, we found it, we cannot do something there. So that same, you have it same thing with the people, right? Therefore, not really, not really too much focus on what people said it, right? As you said, go again here. So enemy and friends are also changing either way. So where you are not to do it or you do it something, either way it's changing. So it's as like you driving, you are professional drive, you driving, but someone hits to you, it's not in your wrong, right? So same way that someone criticize, someone blame, or is nothing wrong with you. So therefore, if you can rely on more truth, what you've done, or more karma, then you can handle it. So now you will not worry what people said it. So, and then once you will not worry, then it's possible not have anger again when people say something bad to you, right? Okay. Yeah, this is the things as we need to try to reduce the clinging and things like that. So then what else? Sometimes just leave it. Whatever people do, just leave it. You do nothing. But what you do, you need to do it. You do more sincerely, honest, truth. Whether people understand or not understand, doesn't matter. You do it for yourself. Always honest, truth, respect. So your respect is some people might not think it's respecting. Doesn't matter, right? So if you are change you are respecting, then another people might not think, oh, this is the respect. So not change your respect. You should understand what is really respected and go on continuously. And some people might think it's disrespect. It's not your wrong, right? You learn best way to do respect, and you're doing it. Someone not observed it, someone not observed it. That's okay. So not change how to respect, right? That's not how we need to go in our daily life. Find it out the perfect path, and then work on that. And then don't care what people said. Continuously work on that. And sometimes people come, sometimes people goes. That's okay. It's happening with everyone. Just remaining who you are, be honest, be sincere, try more compassionate. That's all we need. And then changing your compassion by someone said it, then I think is you go wrong change then, right? So in general, say compassion is the best cause for bringing happiness in daily life, and also the compassion is to bringing welfare to self and others, and then learning this all. So someone say, "Oh, compassion is silly. Compassion is weakness," and you hear it, all this reason how it's weakness, how it's silly. It's changing it. Then you will not have your own own path. Never have it. Keep changing what people say. Keep changing what people say. Keep your path, whatever circumstances, doesn't matter. Continuously keep your path. There is that what we say, build trust and belief, right? Once you have a trust and belief on your own path, then you will go. No one can change it, whatever they say. If you do not have enough trust and faith, then you will change it by people saying it, right? So then you will never ever have your own path. Thus, you always walk on the people's path. It's not really practical, right? So you should walk on your own path, Therefore, you trust, you build more trust and faith, find it out exactly the path, and then go on. And while you're going, practicing this path, whatever people say, it's okay, right? So you don't have to be angry. So if you choose like a atheist path, like a non-believer path, you just go on that. So what people say, oh, you should have a religion. Why? Then people might have a lot of good reason to should have religious, right? Do you need to really follow it? Not necessarily. The opposite one, as you choose the one of religious path, and someone say, oh, religion is kind of what called fake or so on and so on. You don't have to be angry as you choose it. So therefore, if you really want to walk on your own path, leave behind what people said. It will be better. Okay. So it's not just only anger, right? It's changing so many things. Therefore, also that brings you by anger and attachment. Therefore, so trust your own path. That's the much better. Okay. I tried to edit what I not talked last time. the same line actually. That's the things I remember. Okay. So now the questions comes, and as like you said it, if lose my reputations, then my job will be lost, and then my friend will be lost. That's not a good idea that we think it. And then Shantideva has some different idea than us. What is Shantideva said it here? Okay, so okay, what's okay, 54 also, can you one more time read the 54?
Go to 53 last line. Why, mind, do you become so angry? Because others will dislike me. But since it will not devour me, either in this or in another life, why do I not want this life? Because it will hinder my worldly gain.
Okay, that's the next 55, right? Okay, so it's a nothing lose you in this lifetime or next lifetime. That's just more talking about if you do the perfect, if you have a perfect karma, you do perfect or you do like the right way to do whatever you take actions, then it will not harm you by to this life and next life. You're not losing anything. Just losing my clothes, we're not counted losing clothes. Well, I lose it, right? So same way, losing like a small things in what is necessary in this lifetime, not really counted as I lost it. So as Buddhism, the Buddhists really count what you lose is your lost, which is brings you the long-term gaining things, right? As I say, if you lose the long-term gaining things, then you really lost it. If you lost like a temporary something, will not count it as you lose it. It's happening in Delhi. It's happening with everyone. Something comes, something goes. It's happening. So at the long term, that you're losing big things, like big things, and like long term here considering with happiness and suffering. So you lose your big happiness in the future, in the long term, then you lose it. So that's counted. Until then, not really counted. Therefore, it says nothing lose in this lifetime, nothing lose in the next lifetime, until you are on the right path. So therefore, you don't have to angry. That's the thing. Okay, and then questions comes. Okay, now about 55 and 56.
Because it will hinder my worldly gain. Even if I do not want this, I shall have to leave my worldly gains behind, and my evil alone will remain unmoved. Thus, it is better that I die today than live a long but wicked life. But even if people like me should live a long time, there will always be the suffering of death.
Okay. So now it's like the materials and financial things that we lost. That's the what most worry about. If we lost the reputation and we're losing this all. Now Shantideva was saying here, it is anyhow it will be lost one day. You have to be separate from these all material things one day. Okay, that's it, right? So okay, I know that one day I will be separate, but until I separate, I need it. That's the question comes, right? So and then so it's again it's a practical things needed until I'm alive. So that really made you think what is really necessary things to need it, right? So and then we are always, as we are desire realms, as we are being that who born in desire realms, very difficult to satisfy with anything. So needed more and needed more and needed more and needed more. So that's always practical or not. That's when you think. So that's the one thing. And that's I remember one young girl. She said like we have a one event there, and then when she talked, she said, "Oh, my parents." She's young. My parents is like discouraging to me by teaching like a detachment. So it's like a as well as detachment is Tibetan culture, and then it's not really developed our country, not really developed our business, not really developed all this what needs in our world. She's very much worrying on that, thinking, okay, as detachment in our detachment is the Tibetan culture. So, and then also the Buddhism keeps saying, okay, detachment, right? So that next time, if the next, I have to speak, I have to talk, then I said, that detachment is not the Tibetan culture. Your parents might teach you the detachment, but detachment is not the Tibetan culture that you should know first. But yes, we talk a lot about the attachment and detachment in our community. So that means it is your option. This is the one of option. This is your choice to find your own happiness. The detachment way to find your happiness, then you follow it up. It's not, then you don't have to follow. It's not our culture that we have to do it, right? So same way, the Buddhism talks about a lot of detachment, and then also I agree that you are too much practicing about detachment, not develop all these material things, will not develop your business. And then also I agree that it's not develop their countries better, like increasing more like a modern way means like here the big building, big company, fancy car, and this and that. So it will not develop. That's true. If you more practice attachment. So, but the point of that, the essential of life is the happiness. Then you have the choice. You have a choice that well either detachment or attachment. So and then the choice means here not just choose by what's called okay. Actually, I'm going to think and say it's not choose by emotion, but it's not a good topic to say. So okay, anyhow, so let's choose by your experience, daily experience, right? So, and then attachment brings you more suffering, then it's not practical. And detachment brings you more suffering, it is not practical, right? So, way that you look in your own essence of life, which is happiness, described by the Buddhism. So therefore, so your experience day by day. So sometimes we are strongly thinking, okay, we need to develop the country. And while you strongly think that way, how much suffering comes, how much you have suffering by like developing these things, you will not feel suffering because you really strongly want it. So let's send the example, go back to new lover, right? The boy and girl. So they never see each other fault at that like a new time. So whatever they done each other will be see everything correct, perfect, beautiful, and then they not feel any suffering by this. Right? As I said, each slapping each other, not feel suffering. They might think, oh, you love to me, good, right? When they slap. And then when they dislike each other and then slap, you will not say it's love, right? So that's not how sometimes some suffering, we will not feel it. It's suffering because of our attachment is overcome. And it's like a cover to see the many truth. So it's covered to see the really true suffering is. So this is the always like a best example which we know, right? Therefore, if you really want to see suffering, then you should be more honest, not like associated with like a negative, any kind of negative emotions. Just leave it behind there, and without any negative emotion, just look at what is really suffering is. Then this is all the suffering, whether you are in the fell in love or you are out of love. But that's giving slapping, right? It says slapping. So slap, whether in the love, whether out of love, slap, it will feel exactly the same what you feel. But your mind say it's love, you will not feel it suffering. Your mind say it's harms, you feel it's very heavy suffering. So therefore, stay with the practical, what is really suffering or not suffering, understand it. Therefore, you are not associated with any emotions, just look at more unbiased mind, then you will see what is suffering. So based on that, then you go to attachment and detachment, which is the best way to do it. So, okay. And therefore you say, why you having anger to you lose your what called your job or whatever, your financials. So sometimes it's happening. Like say someone intentionally blame to you or harms your reputations to wants to take your job, right? So that either you are losing reputation or not reputation, it's happening with you. Will take. So, and part of that, we most of our senior Tibetans are thinking, oh, this is my karma, it's okay. Even people intently doing with you to take your job, do many different ways, many different angles to try to take your job, right? To make you blame or makes you problems, this and that. And then they are not really try to challenge back to keep your work. It's just stay with you. One day you lost job, they think it's more my karma. Okay. Also, so point of here is saying, okay, you are collecting a lot of material things by doing negative actions, and then so what's it? Which you like the choice, right? So you like a that negative actions while you're collecting all these things. Like I said, I'm taking again one of the business people. So they are doing they increase their business. They're doing a lot of business, and while they're doing business, they're collecting a lot of money, right? So and then same time, a lot of negative actions, negative intentions there to while they're collecting money. I think this is the most time we do. Looks like we do not have a choice. Without lie, we do like a good business people, right? So because this is the now how these generations comes, the people and things are. So without lie, really difficult to increase or develop your business. Do you think? Is there any way without lie to do it? Do you think it's more practical? There are people like a big business so far today, like a big business. Are they try someone there like a big business people, which is be honest, never lie? How about Bill Gates? His work is more like a okay. Yeah, that's a really difficult because I don't know what I'm going to say. Try to say here, doing negative actions, collecting. You are increasing or developing your business with negative actions, or then you are more focusing on collecting it. So and then you keep forgetting what you all these negative actions, right? So which is here's a choice here. The collecting more and there are negative actions. So you are more concerning about your negative actions, or you more worry about more focus on what you need to collect. That's the options. Yeah, that's the topic. And Shanti said it. Okay, so if this is choice, then you might more choice to the like a more not doing negative actions, right? Stop doing negative actions. You might focus on more negative actions, because his reason is the negative action is not only harms you this lifetime. Negative action will be harms you many lifetimes. The huge suffering because it's negative karma brings you huge suffering. And then comparing that you cannot collect it, what you need to collect it, it's like a small amount to compare to suffering which is happening in the future by negative actions. So that's therefore Chandra was the choice. Okay, we just need to do more, stop the negative actions instead of collecting materials on money things. But it will be not practical for everyone, right? It's not practical for everyone because there are many of them who do not believe the karma, and then also not believe that it brings you like many times suffering again and again. So therefore, that advice would be not suitable for everyone. What do you think? Yes.
I think there's a mindset or belief in American culture. There's a saying that says that's finish last, which means if you do things right,
I see.
there's another saying that says that either you step on or you step on. Either you put something down where they put you down.
Right.
I think a lot of it is driven by money or profit or business trying to get ahead. And how they get there is not important. What's important is to get ahead. Not how you do it.
Oh yeah, okay.
People who, even example of clothing manufacturers or manufacturers, there's in one way they say, oh, we make this in America, this is good for the people. And some of it is made in other countries where there's inexpensive labor and unfair working conditions.
Right.
And they take advantage of that, and then they sell it in the United States, and they say, look at us, look how good we are. And I think what you said about if people don't feel that later on they'll be more suffering, they don't believe in that, they care more about what they get right now than what they're going to get later.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's more lack of concern with who we are than what we are as defined by God.
Yeah, it is. It
It's
is.
not how we do it, it's what we get.
Yeah, it's. I think it is. Yeah. So also connected this line with what we're talking right now, patience practice. So its negative should be more once you angers, right? Someone criticize or harsh word to you, and you showing anger is it's negative actions because you think it's losing your the reputation for your job. So therefore, it's saying you are choosing more like having anger, or you choosing more like your reputation. That's the same. So, and then if you choose more anger, that will cause you a lot of suffering in this lifetime, in future lifetime, instead of choosing that, what you're losing with your reputations. So therefore, as part of that, you can do both combination, both together without anger. You can keep your job. That's the many different way to do it. But that our habitually, like imitate, we can have anger, right? So part of that, we have more focus, not having anger again and again by what harsh word and like it harms your reputations, and you disrespect word, which is harms your reputations. That not focus on your reputations, more focus on not having anger. That's the same thing. I think that's what we need to learn here. So because anger, again, is we don't have to go like a long terms like a goal. In temporarily, of course, it is harms, right? So that's what we need to think it. And verse 56 is saying, what's said here, 56?
Thus it is better that I die today than live a long but wicked life. For even if people like me should live a long time, there will always be the suffering of death.
Okay, this is what is the main the point to advise, and then look at the example, which is the 57.
Suppose someone should awaken from a dream in which he experienced 100 years of happiness. And suppose another should awaken from a dream in which he experienced just 1 moment of happiness.
So that's what I said. 1 moment happiness dream, and then many 100 times, 100 years. Like we're dreaming too, right? We're dreaming. One is that we have long happiness, and one we dream it like a short happiness. The both are when you are awake, it's the same. Both are dream. So that's the saying here. The same way, as we are alive here to try to getting happiness, whether you have a long or a short, still it's a dream. That's the one thing it's saying. And then it said, I should die before, so what, 56 again?
Thus it is better that I die today than live a long but wicked life. For even if people like me should live all the time, there will always be the suffering of death.
Okay, so it says like the wrong livelihood and right livelihood. So living with the wrong livelihood, even long, there are no essence. Therefore, a better die, it said. The wrong livelihood, right livelihood means here in general way to think is whatever you do in your daily life, it harms to others. It is wrong livelihood, right? So okay, so I don't know it is benefiting to you or not. So we count it like the 5 wrong livelihood, right livelihood, and there are 5 wrong livelihood. Do you know that? 5 wrong livelihood. Shiva, do you have a 5 wrong livelihood? It says here obsequences, intimations, acquiring gain through gift, and coercion, dissembling.
I have something different.
What's okay?
Trading weapons, trading in humans, trading in intoxicating drinks and narcotics, trading in poisons, handling.
Oh yeah, not that one. I don't think it's that one. So here it says obsequiousness. This is the first wrong livelihood. So what this means like you are smiling and your good action, your attitude, good everything you do for your own gaining things. Like it's kind of like deceiving other, right? You're really not smiling from your deep heart. You're smiling because you don't want to lose your business. You're smiling because you want to take something from that by smile, right?
The one you're referring to is from Nagarjuna Sutratma, right? The 5 wrong livelihoods.
Well, I don't know.
I found it in the reading.
So,
Hypocrisy, flattery, soliciting, expropriating, and calculated generosity.
calculating generosity. What does it mean? Oh, okay. They're different. They are different terms. Okay, this is how translate it in English, right? So, okay, the first one is what we say is you are doing something for like a return, right? That's the wrong livelihood. But who is not doing it for return? How we do it? If you're not doing for return, then what do we need to do, right? So, but yeah, still you can smile, but sincerely, truthfully. Then it comes, right? So therefore, if you are smile like a more lying, it's deceiving other. That's the wrong livelihood count one here. And okay, I'm going with this line, the terms. Its next one is saying intimations, right? Intimation is we're saying you're asking them someone you needed, like say something you needed. Say, I do have a book, but I do not have a pen. That means you ask me pen to give to me. So not really directly, please can you give me a pen? This is honest, right? But you don't want to do that because you don't want to show that I'm like poor, right? So and then they're like a lying way to do it. So I do have a pen, but I do not have I do have a book, but I do not have a pen. It's not really saying I need a pen. Please give me. It's not say that. This is the more cunning way to do it. This is the one we call it another wrong life. it can be. This is one example, right? You can go with the bigger and bigger things with the business or your daily life, whatever you're doing. The kind of this you are asking to someone brings you, or someone you are expecting something that give to you, like by that cunning way. Is either like all these livelihood, five livelihoods is either is deceiving or cunning. That's the this thing, right? So the second one is how is cunning is that's how you needed something, but you shows that I have something here, I'm okay, but I'm not have right now this and that. So then people say, oh yeah, please have it. You're not directly asked, it's more cunning way to do it. That's the second one. And the third one is like a occurring gain through gift. That's the many times we do, right? So when you're looking at job, you will bring some gift to boss or or friend, small gift that you need to gain big things, right? So you need a job, therefore you bringing small gift. It's called right, yeah. But still, you can bring gift. It's okay, but not the cunning way. It's sincere, honest. You really just you're respectful, or do not have any kind of attachment or like erosion in your mind, right? Nothing associated with any kind of mental affections or negative emotion. Then you can bring the gift. There, no problem. You give anything you give. It becomes small, like a big, but sincerely give it, like a gift from your deep heart, right? Thinking kindness. So if you're giving by more like expectations, then you will have job or you will not have job. Once you do not have a job, you will have anger. Why I give that gift? That's it harms to you, it harms to others. So if you give everything as more sincerely for your depthy heart, whether it has a reason or not, the reason should be more that think that kindness is not that future kindness, what happening it. So it's not yet. We not count it as kind because you did not get anything, right? More past or one kind of human being, one kind of more reason should be have a good things which you giving it gift. So not the expectations to your own gain, then you can give it. So, but you are giving by looking something for your own bigger gaining things. That's again wrong livelihood that we say. That's the third one, and then the fourth one is says here what called coercions, right? COERCION. Coercion, yeah. So the coercion is it's like you are strongly taking it. Like I say, I don't know. It's not happening here. It's like a what's the example here? So, like say, you have a friend. The friend has a beautiful things like an eyeglass, and then so asking that, can you give it me? Right? Say, no, I need it. No, I want to take it. Just with the job that you're taking it. But so it's really harms that they really don't want to give from their they're not really give to you by their heart, right? But they're giving you that because thinking friend. You like text it, strongly text it, right? So it's happening, right? So that kind of things is like saying like a coercion, or sometime if you even change it, like say someone giving you some kind of gift to your one of your friends, which you don't like it, you have more liking other friends, then you change it. Okay, this is not really good. He or she have that one, but they don't have it. There's a lot of doing, I saw it in my eyes. Many people doing that. So they are training to give more who they like, right? So in general, say, okay, today I have one gift. I'm giving it to someone who you will be recommended. And then what do you think? Your first recommended, your close one. You say, now you will not say I am, right? Because it's not because but you will recommend it who's your close one, right? So that's the you take an example, and that more here the explanations. There's someone decided already giving to that person, and then you are trying to choose give these things to that person. This is also a wrong livelihood. It harms to this person, and then it's harms by yourself because you're not honest. You are more lying things, right? It's not, you are not honest. It harms to you, and it harms to people that who are losing it. Then the cunning to the person who is giving. There are a lot of negative there. So that is also counted. Not just you take strongly, also you change it. That's counted also the what's called coercions. This is the wrong livelihood. And then the last one, dissembling, right? Dissembling. So dissembling is it's more happening with the monks and nuns who are audience or practitioner. So saying usually I'm not doing any meditation, right? And then I know, okay, tomorrow my big sponsor is coming. So then I'm setting up all these meditation cushions to be nice, showing that all this I'm doing perfectly, pretending everything is right. That's wrong livelihood. The Geshe Girl did that, right? You know that one story, one of the Kadamba master. So he usually he offers the water bowl in front of the altars, and then he's decorate more better and nicer today that offering in front of the altars, and then because his sponsor is coming to see him, and then he ordered this, and then he sit down and he look at it, and then he said, okay, today my offering was not perfect offering. Then what he done, so he grabbed the one some kind of dust, ash. What is that?
Okay.
Yeah. So okay. So he grabbed some kind of ash and then throw on this all this water bowl, mess it up the water bowl. He watching decorate nice. So because he realized he's not being honest, he realized that he's doing wrong livelihood. So and then once his sponsor came, all this mess up all was there. He don't care. He don't care because he more care that not deceive, not cunning to others. So and then also there's some master there who knows what he did. They very much praised him, complimenting that today you did the best offering, which is the mess up. Is all. What is the best offering is the offering is part of the Dharma practice, right? To reduce your stinginess or prem and all these things. And then he throws all ashes on altars. That he throw on the water, but the main this ashes he really throw on is like a fame and gaining things, pretending mind, cunning mind. He really throw on that. This is the best Dharma practice. He said this is the best offering. So a part of that, it's a lot of happening. It's a lot of happening, even like Geshe, reincarnations, high lamas, they are pretending for money. I'm not saying everyone, right? There are many of them. They are pretending to like a nice practitioner, pretending that having good knowledge, to getting all this more famous and more student, more money. These are the wrong livelihood. They will gain money. It says in the share something they will gain money, but so same time they create a huge negative karma, which is cause them losing a lot of money in future, right? So they are not skillful way to do it. So that's the happening. Therefore, not only that we should learn not to wrong livelihood by ourselves, but also should learn who is doing wrong livelihood. So it could be deceit to us, it could be cunning to us. Yes. Yeah, therefore, my thought is you can smile, still smile, but think smile as like a thing. This is one of kind of being who I need to contact. This is one kind of being who I need to be compassionate, right? This is one kind of being who are looking happiness. Therefore, he's only saying, don't look at many different categories. Just look at just human being, whoever, whether your parents or brother and sister, whether you're its enemy, whoever, look at more way to one kind of human beings there, who are who are always wishing to free from suffering, who are always wishing to have happiness. That kind of, if you look any kind of being that way, your smile will be sincere. Your smile, you are smiling because that person is who needs like a happiness and free from suffering. That's your giving, and then also you are smiling because that person is one human being, who kind to me. Whether it's done or not done, still is kind to you, right? So there are many different ways to kind it. So that prime being who's still kind to you, whether he give you a job or not. So if you look at that way, then your smile will be more sincere and honest. That we can do it, no problem. So yeah, this is the answer. Yeah. Even like I always saying that even your family, the husband and wife, children and parents, not look at always as like a husband and wife. It will be fine. Or every day try to look at one kind of human being. Who is close to me right now? It's one kind of being I met in this lifetime. Right? If we believe the many lifetime, then each lifetime we're meeting different people and different people and different people. This lifetime I meet this person. It's one of being. Will we meet again? Will be not just next lifetime, right? So that kind of look at more one kind of being, then it will be less fighting. Will be more respect each other, as same as like a children's and parents. Look at one kind of being, human beings, special connected to me that you can think it, but still one kind of human being who is not always with me, who's not every time with me, who is not always my children's, who is not always my husband and wife, who is not always my parents, right? So sometimes my enemy. So sometimes like a stranger, right? So that kind of human being, what I made it today. So look at that way, would be respect better. That the best assumptions. So okay, anyhow. So that 5 wrong livelihood. So try not do by yourself, and then or not diluted by this who doing it. Not diluted. You are not go by diluted by who's doing this wrong livelihood, right? So okay. But it means you don't say. I'm not saying it is like you should blame it, right? Or that Geshe and that reincarnation Lama, this Lama is not doing good. They are looking more money. That is not your job to blame it. So your job is they are sincerely teaching or not. They are teaching by heart or not. So they are pretending or acting or real doing. That's what I said. This is really a little bit affected in your daily life. So who pretended a lot, so then it's not really touch your heart, it's not really talks to you. It's not really helpful to your daily life. So that's what I'm saying. Therefore, do not run immediately saying, oh, there are high Geshes there. There are professors there. There are high reincarnation Lama. This is not necessary to you run it out. Right? So that I just recently talked to Chabal. High reincarnation that always we respected, high blessing. It's not necessary that you receive high blessing. Right? That how we expect it because of high reincarnation. It's not always going to give you the high blessing, okay? So so that's careful, and based on that, we should respect for every single being and everyone. And try not blame to others. Try not criticize up to others. This again, same negative, right? So otherwise, we should careful on that. Okay. The 59, Chapa.
Although I may live happily for a long time, for obtaining a great deal of material wealth, I shall go forth empty-handed and destitute, just like having been robbed by a thief.
Okay, 59, 60, and 61, please. That one.
Surely material wealth will enable me to live, and then be able to consume evil and do good. Then shall be able to consume evil and do good. But if I am angry on account of it, will not my merit be consumed and evil increase? In what use will be the life of one who commits only evil, if for the sake of material gain, he causes the merits needed for life to degenerate?
Okay, so now here saying if you do every day negative action with the negative intentions, there's then no reason to having life. There are no good reason to having life. That's the point here. And regarding that, therefore saying every day try be honest and nice. That's the saying. Regarding here, not shows anger without you losing your. The main thing is here, do not have anger with you lose something, or someone cause you to lose it, right? So do not show anger to them. So because showing anger is more dangerous than you are not gaining something. That's the saying. So showing anger is more dangerous than you losing something. So therefore, if someone disturbing you to having something by someone, then once you meet that kind of the difficulty person, never shows anger. Do not have anger. Anyhow, you will lose one day whatever you collected. You cannot carry it forever, right? That's the thing. You cannot carry it forever. You will lose one day. So therefore, do not show anger to losing something that by which you collected or which you having. So therefore, because the showing anger is harms to self and other is not temporary. It's a long term. It's harms. That's the point saying here. Okay. Then if you read the more another commentary of these lines, this is like often. So this is often happening with us to having anger with this kind of losing or gaining things. happening. So therefore, whatever circumstances, try not show anger. That's the saying here. Try not show anger. Without anger, that you can do a lot of things, right? You can keep business continuously, or try not to. You can collect it what you like it without anger, without any cunning and deceit. That's the. Then whatever you collected, it would. Sometimes we said here. The black money and white money, right? If it's go by bank to or legal, it's white money. It's by hiding the cash, and cash is black money, right? So same way, whatever your action has a black and white. If you do like a cunning and anger, all this is kind of like the same as like black money. It's not legal. So what you do, like whatever you collected, whatever you do like business and what thing, do it with a more honest, sincerely, and not to save anything or without having anger. So that are white money. So white money for future life in long terms. White money with the karma. So not the government legal, right? It's legal with the law of nature. So that's the it's saying make it anything you're doing, it make it legal or with the law of nature. Then it's okay. You can be really rich. Good with the law of nature. So, okay. Any question, suggestion, and do you have anything?
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to work through my mind because you just said that you shouldn't act with anger because it's harmful to yourself and to others.
Mm-hmm.
But then, few verses ago, we were saying that anger can't harm you. So, it doesn't really affect you physically, so it has no effect.
It never says anger can harm you. It says that? No. Harsh word can harm you. Yeah. Because you shouldn't have an anger with the harsh word. It can harm you until you control your mind. Physically never harms, right? That's the saying. It's not the anger. Anger always harms. They never have I explained that anger do not harm.
Okay, so the anger is the feeling, and the harsh words are the effect of the anger.
Yes. So harsh word brings you anger. Right? Once you hear harsh word to you, you have to control your anger at the moment. So because until you control your anger, then nothing losing anything. So that's the saying, not affected, no more affected. Yeah. You okay? Okay. What else? Any question you have? Okay, we stopped here. The verse 61. Next, we're going to read from verse 63. And then again, just remind you that this chapter 6 is teaching us the technique how to deal with the 24 causes of anger. Right? 24 causes of anger, it says. It talks about the 24 type of causes of anger, but there are more actually, right? But this is the which is happening with us again and again. 24 causes of anger, and then each line are teaching us, giving us some kind of technique how to feel it once you meet with the cause of anger. So what we've done today is the harsh word and disrespect word is the one of the cause of anger. So once you hear it, once you hear someone doing it, then shouldn't have anger because it's you are nothing lose it, and because could be created you more negative karma, which brings you more heavier suffering instead of gaining something. So therefore, be more smart to gaining and losing, to think more ultimate or long terms gaining and losing. So short terms gaining and losing not affect you have anger. So that's the statement. Yeah. Okay.
I have a question about right livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
So a company is very big, let's say, so you may be trying your best to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
maybe meters of the company.
Looks like I understand your questions.
Right? Is that your group karma then, because you're part of that company?
I don't think it.
Okay.
I don't think it. So again, it's very, very complicated when we talk company and so on and so on. They're getting more worse and worse and worse and worse. Always thinking how to take money from others. So far, I do not see any company that I should bring benefit more to the others, right? So always they are like taking more money different way. Yeah, we shouldn't talk that. Yeah. So, but still, I don't think it's the karma involved who's worker there, right? But it will be become it will be involved. You are in that karma until you are supported by your emotion, your intention, everything is supported. Even you know that you're supported by your intention, then you are involved in that. As far as you are thinking, not supported by your intentions, motivations, thinking it's part of my job, so I try my best. Then I don't think it's involved. Yeah.
Also, like, I think about that also. But like they also, the Dharma also says that you should treat your enemies as a gift. An enemy in your life is a gift. So you should. So in some way, it's almost like being at a company like that is a chance for me to affect them, to help them do things better, or like maybe even be able to expose bad actions. So it's like that's the place we should be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Still, we can do something with even the companies are deceiving, but still we can protect our karma, protect our anger, all these negative things. That we can do it. Okay. So thank you so much. So okay.